And now the Hansons and Hiatus podcast with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It is episode 94 of the Hansons on Hiatus podcast. I'm your host, Nate. This is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. You can buy us some virtual beers.
And we will happily drink them.
We will. And we had quite a few virtual beers this weekend.
We did. I was so excited.
Yeah, Christina sent us 10 beers.
Thank you so much, Christina.
Yeah, thank
Holy
you.
Shit.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Really appreciate that. And then Will Wortman sent 3 beers.
Thank you so much, Will. We appreciate you too. Merry Christmas.
And then Russ sent us 5 beers also.
Thank you, Russ.
Yeah,
Woo,
so
Merry Christmas.
we'll be drinking some beers. Got some 18 beers going on.
We're going to be singing Feliz Navidad
Yeah.
all over again.
But yeah, seriously, thank you so much. Anybody else that loves what we're doing or appreciates the information, feel free to go to that buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus, and you can buy us some virtual beers.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys' support.
Yes,
we really
thank you.
do.
And if you would like to be a monthly Fucky supporter, where you don't have to worry about going on the website and doing all the things, you can go to our Patreon, and you can find that at hansonsonhiatus.com. You can be a little fucky for $1 a month. You can be a medium fucky for $5 a month, or you can be a big old fucky for $10 a month.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And also, I wanted to thank Jose Rodriguez from E-Pawn Superstore in Stockbridge, Georgia. He hooked us up with it's a DJI Pocket 2, and it's basically one of those gimbals where it's a little camera on a device, and it kind of keeps it steady so your hand's not like jerking around and stuff. And it'll follow you, if you start walking around. So I'm going to be using it for my beer chugs once I get it all set up.
Yeah, and probably some travel stuff too, or
Yeah.
travel videos.
Yeah, our travel videos too. It'll keep my hand a little more. I'm pretty decent at keeping my hand pretty steady, but sometimes
Make it easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, Jose. We really appreciate it. It's so cute and slim, like very compact.
Yeah, and they have tons of stuff there. I mean, just like it's a pawn shop, so they have literally everything. But a lot of electronics too. Like he was showing me some drones they have, and it's all at discounted prices, especially right before the holidays, because people are trying to get rid of certain things to get a little bit of cash to buy something else. So but if you are in the Georgia area, it is 5481 North Henry Boulevard in Stockbridge, Georgia, and you can visit their website, eponatl.com.
Perfect.
And Jose wanted me to let you know, if you say Nate from Hansons on Hiatus sent you, he's going to give you a special little discount.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, why go buy a brand new drone where you could probably get the same thing at, EPON for cheaper.
Yeah, and tons of other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and also like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus.
We are there.
Yeah, and if you go to the hansonsonhiatus.com, you can find the merch shop and all the links to the podcast in case you got some friends or family that you think might be interested. Actually, Will messaged me and said his sister just started following us and is going to be listening to the podcast because she wants to start coming down to Mexico more often and is looking for some advice and some tips and
recommendations.
tricks, so.
Awesome. Thank you, Will.
Yeah.
See, that's great.
And as usual, send us some questions if you got. If there's something we haven't covered, or right now we kind of talk more about what go day to day, what we deal with our lifestyle and everything, and crazy stuff we've seen and hiccups and everything. But if you have a specific informational question that you want to know the answer to, shoot it to us on Instagram or my Facebook or whatever, and we could do our best to answer it.
We are happy to help.
Yeah. So this was a eventful last few days.
I am tired.
I am too, and my head's all messed up because we did Christmas parties on Friday and Saturday, and then Christmas Eve was on Tuesday, and then Christmas Day was on Wednesday. So full disclosure, we're recording this on Thursday, so I don't know. It feels like a Sunday.
It does. I had to look at my calendar to know actually what day it was. I knew the date, but I was like, what day are we on? I don't even know.
Yeah. So we're gonna run through kind of what we've been doing for the last 4 or 5 days, and yes, exhausted.
And we have some great stories.
Yes. Yeah. So first thing that we'll discuss is on, I think, Friday. We had like a Friends Miss, and this is kind of a bigger group of expats that live here and get together and do different events and everything. And So we have this WhatsApp group.
Yep.
So in the group started a list of what everyone's bringing. So we're going to do this Friendsmas kind of thing, and it was going to be potluck basically, and play some games. I think was discussed.
Games, take some pictures.
Yeah. And then maybe a white elephant party or
gift exchange.
Game. Yeah, gift exchange basically. So they started this list, and people were putting what they wanted to bring next to their name.
Yeah.
But like half of them did desserts.
Yeah, a lot of people halfway through, people were like, "Okay, I think we have 5 or 6 desserts. What about food?"
Yeah. And full disclosure, anybody that's listening that maybe was at the party or knows the people from the party, we had a fantastic time.
We had a phenomenal time. I laughed my ass off.
Yes. Yeah, I had an amazing time. Thank you very much to our friends that put it on. But there were a couple things that I noticed.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I think anytime you get 15, 20 people together, it's kind of ends up being a clusterfuck.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's a lot to kind of put that kind of a party together.
So the first thing was I noticed with the list, that kind of defeats the purpose of the list when you just write dessert or appetizer. Yeah. Because
what kind?
To me, the reason of the list is so people don't bring the same thing. So when you have 5 or 10, and I think there was 18 total. Yeah. If you have 5 or 10 people bringing desserts, we could have had 10 pumpkin pies, you know, like
I doubt it. But.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the point of the list is to put what you are bringing on the list so somebody else doesn't bring the exact same fucking thing.
I think a lot of people are like, I'm not sure exactly what I want to make yet, but I do know I want to make a savory appetizer or a savory dessert.
Then don't bring the
or
dessert.
A sweet dessert.
I mean, then don't bring the list.
Yeah.
Like there's no point for the list then because you just had, like, for instance, there was like 6 cheese and meat and cracker trays. Yeah. If somebody put that on the list, then you'd kind of know and then be like, oh, maybe I should bring something a little bit different. So that was, nothing anybody did wrong. I was just thinking, that probably would have made more sense to put the actual dessert you were bringing.
Sure. You do love some meat and crackers, so I'm not sure why you're complaining.
I do. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. But it did kind of suck since we are a couple. Mm-hmm. We had 2 spots on the list, so we had to bring double of everything.
For sure.
2 appetizers or whatever, 2 white elephant things, and the white elephant was not mandatory.
Right. You didn't have to participate.
Yeah. So $25. So I made deviled eggs and little smokies in the crock pot.
And thank you again for making both appetizers.
Oh, yeah.
Probably much easier for you than me.
No problem. No problem.
I could make some little smokies.
Oh, yeah,
but,
you could have.
If you wanted to,
Yeah, but we couldn't find the little smokies. We went to like 6 different grocery stores.
Of course, we saw them all month and then boom, gone.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I feel like a lot of other people didn't cook. They just like bought things, which is totally fine. But maybe next time I won't spend so much time cooking. Yeah. Because I thought everybody else was going to cook also.
Yeah, which was shocking for that group because a lot of them do like to cook. They're all pretty great chefs or cooks or whatever. I've had some of their things here and there, so they know how to cook. Maybe it was just busy. Lots of things going on. Easier to grab a meat and cheese plate.
Yeah. And this was at like an apartment complex, like really nice pool, big, rooftop area or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we didn't end up doing the white elephant party. Right. One of the only other things I kind of had an issue with was maybe like 3 hours before the party started, one of the hosts goes, "Oh, hey, just remember if you could, everybody bring 80 pesos because we had to pay for this room we rented. It was like kind of like a party room, right? And then the supplies for the games that they planned, right? And $80. I mean, 80 pesos is like $4. Yeah. So it is not a big deal. It just feels weird if you're hosting a party to make the guests pay for the things that you decided to do and pick out. Yeah. Like I thought we were just going up to the pool deck. I didn't know we were renting out an entire room and that the party guests were financially responsible for it.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I didn't know you had to pay to rent any of those rooms. And same thing, I thought we were just going to be up at the pool, just hanging out. There's a lot of free space and free table space, so I don't know.
Yeah. And then the same thing with the party supply. Like, we didn't plan the games. I just feel like it's weird.
Was it for both? Was it just for the space?
It was for the space and then the supplies for the games, they said. So that that's like to me that's a little faux pas. Like if I'm inviting you to a party, I'm not charging you for the plates and napkins and stuff that I bought, or whatever.
Charging you to play my Jenga game or something.
Yeah, or to rent a place where we could have just sat not in that party room, which it ended up being great.
It was great.
And again, nice I don't have a problem with the amount. It was just that it was not discussed whatsoever until like a couple hours before. And I was like, okay, so we have to bring 2 desserts or appetizers and 2 white elephant things, and then also pay for the place that we're going to, that we were invited to. Just seemed a little
and bring my own drinks and everything like that.
Yeah, and then we had to bring our own stuff. So
that's fine.
Totally fine. But then the 2 girls that planned it, so we were at the party, having a great time.
Everyone was.
The 2 girls that were planning it kind of started bickering a little bit.
Yeah. Got a little tiff.
Yeah. And one of them was, started the games and said like, hey, we're going to team 1, team 2, divided everybody up. We all started playing the games, and then like half of the people just kind of not left the party, just went outside or went over and sat on the couch. And it was like, come on, like she spent both of the girls spent some time putting these games together. Like I thought that was a little rude of the party guests. Like even if you don't want to participate, then just say, hey, I'm not going to play, but I'll sit here and watch. But to just like kind of, they spent a lot of time on this, I could tell.
Oh yeah.
And as I was saying, they were kind of bickering a little bit. And we got through maybe like 4 of the 6 games.
Yeah.
And everybody just started to kind of like not pay attention or whatever, and everybody was starting to get drunk, and
I think it was the drinks. The more drinks we had, the less we were like, I can't play anymore.
Right. And so I see one of the girls that was really into that, was planning the games. Yeah. She was crying, and I felt so bad for her, even though like I was like, oh, these games are fun. I don't get it. Like,
they were great, very organized, super cute.
I think it was the guests that weren't paying attention, which that was rude. Yeah. And so I started to try to cheer her up and get people started to go, no, like they want to do the white elephant thing. I was like, no, let's just finish the games, games, because I wanted to
rally everybody.
Right, and I wanted to make her feel better because I know how it is planning an event.
Right.
And not having people not pay attention and not have it not turn out the way you were expecting it to.
Yeah.
So I did my best to rally everyone, and we did play the last 2 games, and they were fun.
They were fun. They were super fun.
Yeah. So I just I know that feeling though, just from like the radio station, doing an event and like especially like Bastard's Day barbecue. Like there would always be people that couldn't like pay attention or was like roaming around or whatever. Like, dude, get over here. We're playing these games, So yeah. So maybe in the future with those types of games, instead of just saying, hey, you're on team 1, team 2, we say who wants to participate. But the games are great. You did a fantastic job.
I had so much fun. I was laughing my ass off the whole time. Everyone was getting like pretty competitive. I think the more drinks we had, we were getting, really competitive.
One guy was real competitive. And I was like, bro, back it off. It's a fucking Christmas party. Like it wasn't like being excited that you won. It was like talking shit and like putting the other people down.
He got like beast mode out of nowhere. Like, fuck you. We're awesome. We're like, that's the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It was okay.
be around a bunch of friends and talk shit to them.
Yeah.
Very Christmassy.
But it was fun. And
yeah, it was. But yeah, so you started off playing the game where there was like cotton balls, right?
Yeah, you had to like scoop them.
Scoop them with a spatula into a bowl.
And you're blindfolded. So you did a great job with that. Then you did one where it was like you're blowing up a balloon. Yeah.
But you had to stack the cups. So you had to put the balloon in the cup, blow it up so it would the friction would hold it, and then you have to drop them into the other cup.
Got it. Nailed that one too.
Yep. Then there was another one where the cups were upside down, and you had one of those little, what do you call those? Little party things. It's like,
like the favors.
Yeah, it like shoots out and rolls back. It's like the only time those ever exist in your life is like when you were 12 at a birthday party or New Year's Eve. They're never used any other time in society.
Oh, yeah.
Like you don't have them at like grandma's 80th birthday. You're not like,
yeah, no. You don't want to give her a heart attack.
Yeah, true. But you had to blow cotton balls off the top of the cups.
Yeah, or marshmallows.
Oh, it was marshmallows. You're right. Yeah.
So I was just like focusing, like, fuck you. That was in my head, like, get off of this cup.
Yeah. And then the one that you and I both did was you had to put pantyhose on your head.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
And in each foot was a tennis ball or something. And then you had to not use your hands and knock over a bunch of water bottles that were on the ground. And, and these were all like relays, versus the other team. So
you're so funny.
Super
fun.
You
had like 30 seconds or 40 seconds, something to do each thing. So it was like, go, go.
And then one of the other ones we did was the wrapped GIF with You put on
Oh,
oven mitts.
Oven mitts. That was so hard. I
Yeah.
broke a nail. I broke a nail doing that
That
one.
was hard. It was hard. But anyway, the party was super fun. Thank you to the ladies that planned it.
Yes, thank you so much.
Super awesome. So
It was great. It was a good
thank you for
time.
the invite.
I was exhausted by the end of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So that was Friday, and then Saturday we went over to Cozumel to visit our Sunday Fun Day group. It's our group of friends that we've had here the longest, and we usually do like a Christmas dinner at our friend Wanda's house because she loves to cook.
She loves to cook. Cutest thing ever. She put out a whole menu. She loves to plan the menu, and then now since the wedding, she puts little pictures and prints them out. So it's really cute. So she's like, please look at your menu for the evening. And it was awesome.
Yeah. So we go over there. We take the ferry over around like noon. And then we meet them. They were somewhere, I think they were at Thirsty Cougar. And we all decided to go to the Kusam Brewery to try. They had a new IPA out, even though it wasn't actually out. It was out the next day. We missed it. So we go over there, we have a beer, and we start talking to, there's another couple there, and they had just gotten in from Minnesota, and they were going to be in Cozumel for the next 2 months. So we exchanged numbers I was like, oh, these people live on the island, so, they're going to have good information. So I was trying to like help other people out that went through the struggle that we went through when we moved here.
Yeah, it's nice. And it's nice to make some friends and someone you trust.
I mean, some things you got to learn the hard way, but other things it's like, oh, I wish somebody would have taught us that. And that's kind of why we do this and do what we do, so people can hear and know, like, oh, okay, when I go to Mexico, that's what I need to do. I need to decline the conversion on the ATM. I need to not be shocked when people run me off the sidewalk.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So while we're at the brewery, one of our friends busts out. She has a little thing of Skittles. Yeah. And they're weed Skittles.
Oh, yeah. That was out of nowhere. We're like, oh.
Yeah. So we're trying to, and it says there's like 400 milligrams in the package. And we're like, okay, let's all take one or whatever. And I can't remember. Oh, I think it was Marlo. She was like, oh, let's just take them. Let's just take them. I was like, let's count how many there are and divide it by 400 so we know exactly how much is in each one.
I was like, I want to know because I don't want to be asleep in 2 minutes. Yeah.
So we all take one, and then we leave the brewery and we go to the grocery store to go get some beer and wine and stuff for the meal that we're about to go have. Mm-hmm. And we get to the grocery store, and our friend Marlo, she's like the party animal. She's hilarious. And
she's definitely taken the title over you.
Oh, well, for sure. I will leave that title any day. So
when you guys are together, it's a whole nother thing, but she keeps it going.
Yeah. So she's begging Wanda for another. Come on, just one more. And I'm like, it's only been 30 minutes. Like, it's not kicked in yet. You got to wait. Come on. So she begs her and begs. She's like, fine, Chica, I'm going to give this to you. And so she gives her one. And we go back to their house, and we're doing a little drinking, we're listening to Christmas music, and we eat. Mm-hmm. And I look over, and Marlos is just pure white. Oh yeah, like
as she calls it, pulling a whitey.
Yeah, pulling a whitey, like just eyes glazed over, and she was like super fucking high. So I go tell Wanda, I was like, hey, so you're aware, Marlos is like really high right now, so don't give her any more wine or tequila or whatever, or another joint.
She needs water,
yeah,
and food.
Yeah, so that was a big mistake.
It was fun.
Yeah, but she was fine. Like, she ended up just taking a nap, and we went on a walk after dinner, and it turned out really good.
It was good. If I was up there with you guys, I would have been like, no, absolutely not. But Carlos and I were getting massages.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did do that.
Massages.
5 pesos.
It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the food was really good. But
food was phenomenal. Like I was sending pictures to my mom, like she had made it or something. It was so good.
Oh yeah,
it was delicious.
Delicious. And we had we brought, another episode we talked about bringing the beer bong to Mexico. Yeah. And showing all the Mexicans how to do beer bongs. Amazing. This celebration we brought flip cup and beer pong to the Mexicans.
Beer pong.
Because yeah, they'd never played it before.
I know. It was hilarious to watch someone play beer pong and flip cup for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Really
and already drunk. So that was even more fun.
Yeah. So, it was great. So, yeah, it was a nice little, and then we went home that night. So we got home like around like 9:30, 10 or something.
Yeah. It was early night.
Yeah.
Early, late night.
Oh, shoot. Well, and also, this was earlier in the week, but, Jose from Ipan, his daughter Abby was in town with her friend, and I can't remember what they were in town for, but he was like, hey, if you can just show my daughter around or be there if she needs any help with anything. Like let me know. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. So they had messaged me and they said, hey, we want to go to Cozumel and go like snorkeling or ATVing or something.
Something fun.
Yeah, something fun. So we decided on ATVing because it was a little cloudy and rainy that day.
Yeah, it's been a little rainy lately.
Yeah, and the ATVs were great because of all the rain, like the puddles and stuff like that.
Get all muddy, zipping through.
Yeah, but when we were going over and we're getting on the ferry, I've had issues getting on the ferry recently because I keep getting stopped by the fucking Marinia guys or whatever.
The best thing is you don't have anything on you. You have a backpack cooler full of beer and that's it.
Yeah, I literally have nothing.
You're just like white gringo kind of, with all your prints and flamingos and stuff on there.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's got to have something.
So I put my bag through the x-ray machine and I go through the metal detector. And when I get to the other side, the lady that's running the metal detector like says something to me and she's like, and tells me to go back through. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm thinking it's my tripod. Like it's like a metal stick. Yeah. So in the x-ray machine, it probably looks like a fucking silencer or something,
Yeah, or they don't know what it is.
Was it a bully stick?
Yeah.
So I go, one of the Marine guys comes over and he like looks through my bag and I tell him, I was like, oh, it's this, you put my phone on it, I showed how it works. He's like, okay, puts it back through and come out. And then he looks at her and I look at her and she's like, no, like, and it goes back again. And he looked through my bag and he was like, I don't know if they weren't, I mean, they were speaking Spanish. I was like picking up things, but it was like they didn't understand what each other was talking about. Go through again. No. I'm like, great, we're going to be fucking late for the ferry.
Isn't that what the x-ray machine does?
Right?
You can see there's nothing in there. What is the problem?
Yeah. So he goes through and there was another, take it back, go back through the thing, open my bag up, and he finds this other little zipper and there was a wine opener in it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Which I've had this wine opener in my bag for
years.
Yeah, years. Like I just leave it in there because if, we're ever, somewhere, and it's a cooler backpack. So anytime, if we have a bottle of wine in there, whatever, boom, I got a bottle opener. Yeah. He pulls it out and opens it up, and I was like, yeah, it's fucking for wine. It has like the logo of like the Mexican wine store here. Oh, yeah. So it's not like, he didn't know what it was. Yeah. And he pulls out the other side of it, and it's a knife, and it is literally this big, like not even half an inch. Like, I couldn't even stab a squirrel with this thing. You could
probably do a squirrel. You could probably do more damage with the corkscrew.
Yeah, right.
Than the actual little tiny knife. Oh my gosh.
So I was like, I thought he was telling me I had to leave it. So I was like, okay, yeah. No, I put it on the table. He's like, no. He's like, en camisa. He was like, put it in your shirt. I was like, wrap it in my shirt? Like, what do you...
You wanted to the metal detector to pick up on my shirt now?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't understand. And then he's like, no, camisa in the mochila. Like in my bag, basically. Yeah. And so he wanted me to, there was a shirt in there. He wanted me to roll it in the shirt. I guess it wouldn't see it like through the x-ray thing if it was in the shirt. Yeah. So he let me keep it and let me go through with it because he's probably like, this is kind of silly. But I guess you can't bring knives on the thing, which I understand. You don't want to hold up the fucking ferry, but but people live there. So how would you get like a set of kitchen knives or I know you can buy them there, but like if you're moving and you're bringing your stuff over, like there's lots of sharp things people probably would want to bring to their home in Cozumel. So
exactly.
Yeah,
that's
super
so weird. I wonder what we're cracking down on knives.
Yeah.
There's a lot of knife issues lately on the ferry boat.
But I don't know if you remember last episode, we were talking about our friend Shelly. Her son lost, or her son's girlfriend lost her phone at Xcaret, and luckily we got some guy came and found us at work there, and it was in the lost and found.
Yeah, I'm glad you showed me where that is.
Yeah,
amazing.
Abby and her friend, I was asking like how was Xcaret because they went the day before by themselves, and they were like it was okay, and I was like oh shoot, like what happened?
Just okay.
And she said her friend lost her phone. And I was like oh no, and she's like oh don't worry, we got it back. Like we went to the lost and found. They were super nice, like same experience.
That's great.
2 people we know have lost their cell phones at this like big park.
Yeah.
And they've both gotten them back. That's like phenomenal to
Amazing.
me. That would never, I mean, even in the US that would never happen. Somebody would either take it or, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be gone in a heartbeat.
Or it wouldn't be at the lost and found, who knows. So
that's amazing.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, the 4-wheelers, it was awesome. I mean, we were going, the trail was super thin, and the 4-wheelers are a little bit older, and we're just going back and forth through the jungle, and there's water and like, going up and down and everything. And it was us and then maybe 2 or 3 other couples that were doing excursion with us.
Yeah.
And they hit, like, we kept on having to stop. They were hitting trees.
Oh my God.
Like the two girls that were driving this other one, it was like dong and like running because it was very thin.
Oh, okay.
So,
like they're like nicking it, not running into it.
No, running into it and stopping. Yeah. And as I was making fun in my head, it also happened to me.
Oh no!
Yeah, because like the plastic thing that kind of covers the wheels. Of the 4-wheeler
kind of sticks out a little bit.
Yeah, well, one of them was broken and it was like had a crack in it. So when I went through, like the broken plastic piece caught on one of the trees, and then the tree jammed itself in there, and it was like goom, and just comes to a dead stop. So I at least the guide guy, he didn't have to get out and do anything. I jumped off and I pulled it back, and
like, I got it. Sorry,
I had
my bad.
the power to do that. Yeah, so
that is so funny.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Oh man,
it looked fun. You came back super muddy, got mud all over your shoes everywhere.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah. Now time for some Mexico moments of the week.
Yes.
All right. So we were in Cozumel, and we're riding one of the little tuk-tuks, which is just like kind of it's a mini taxi basically.
Yeah.
And it's a guy kind of on a weird motorcycle converted car.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And I see the driver is like talking, and I think he's talking to us, but he's not looking back. And he turns his head, and he has his phone like underneath this like headband kind of thing, and it was like a Mexico hands-free device.
Yeah.
I mean, like a Jimmy rigged one.
So funny. He just had it. We thought he was talking to us, and he turns around and he's got it stuck on the side of his helmet. We're like, oh, very smart.
Yeah. And then you were at the coffee shop.
I was at breakfast with my friend Fasana. She's in town, and one of our favorite places. And we keep hearing this like noise, and we're just looking around like, what are these squeaks? And I just look over towards the window, and there's a dad and a son sitting there, and they have a monkey. Tiny little like the monkey on Friends, like a little spider monkey.
Marcel?
With a little diaper on. It looked just like Marcel, and it's like beep, 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 and crawling all over him. And then we're just like, what the fuck? Only in Mexico.
Only in Mexico.
Only in Mexico.
Oh my God.
So cute. We got to touch him too. We were like,
that's cute. And then also riding the 4-wheelers, mine all of a sudden just died. Like we were in a line going through the jungle, and it turned off. It wouldn't turn back on. The guy jumps off of his, walks over, opens up the back of it, takes out a peso out of his pocket, puts it in the wires, and these sparks, and it goes, and starts back up. He looks me dead in the eye with his peso, and he goes, Mexican mechanic.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I was like, what is he doing with a peso?
I had no idea. I was like,
so funny.
Yeah, because when this is happening, I'm thinking, we were pretty far out there in the jungle. I'm like, I'm either going to have to walk this back, or somebody else is going to have to come out here with one and then fix it and then have me take a different one. So I thought this was going to be a huge headache. But dude, and this happened maybe 2-3 times. I think we were going through so much water, it was like stopping it somehow. And he got it started right up with a fucking peso.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. I love how anything they do, they're all like, Mexican this, Mexican that, Mexican whatever, Mexican mechanic.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's like Mexican security system, and it's a dog or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good to know you can jumpstart your car or your ATV with a peso.
Yeah, so that was super fun. And then let me just backtrack a little bit. I was saying, it was Jose's a listener's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody else is coming down here, and he just hit me up to be like, hey, can you, help her out and make sure she's getting around okay or whatever.
Of course,
if anyone else is coming down here and they want to hire us as like a guide to take them to, the island or the parks or just general advice, let us know. We're available.
You're definitely a great tour guide. Anybody that comes here, or especially their kids, we've had a couple of our friends' kids come down, and you show them a great day. I had to work, unfortunately, but you're a great tour guide.
Yeah, we just met another guy, and he's like a mutual friend of some of our other friends. And he's like, I hear you're the Cozumel guy. And I was like, I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess I am. I don't know. But
we'd love to go.
Yeah, we just have a lot of information just from living here and renting things and going to places and what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
Like when we took Shelly and her son and his girlfriend to Xcaret, she's like, I would have never done half of this if we just went by ourselves. So
and we had heard another mutual friend went to Xcaret, and she was like, It was okay. I saw this and this, like 2 things. We're like, oh my God, you missed 90% of the park.
Yeah, we're like, did you do the underground river float
Yeah.
in the caves? No. Oh, did you go and see the jaguars? No.
Did you see the butterflies? No.
no, yeah.
Aquarium? No.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, like the nurse sharks, like all the different things. Did you do the butterfly garden or the bird aviary or the Mayan ruins? No, like they just didn't know about it because it is like a Disney size style park.
It is.
But it's all through the jungle, and I know these trails like the back of my hand, like how to get.
I still get lost. You're like, nope, red line, black line, this way, that way.
Yeah, so yeah, if anybody needs some help down here or just needs some advice on hotels or places to stay, again, we do manage some Airbnbs here in Playa del Carmen and Tulum.
Yep.
So yeah, hit us up at Hansons on Hiatus on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun. It wasn't even Christmas or Christmas Eve yet. It was the fucking weekend. So that was exhausting.
That was just the weekend.
Yeah.
Then roll into Christmas.
Yeah, but Christmas Eve, we went to Xcaret Park.
I think you had this idea a while ago, and I kind of was like, I don't know if I want to spend Christmas Eve or Christmas Day there or whatever. Then you started hitting me up with the buffet ideas. I'm like, oh, you're a genius.
Yeah. Well, that was my plan because, if you go to a restaurant here, you're dropping $50, $60 a person probably, and you're getting one plate and a glass of wine or whatever. And I didn't really feel like cooking a whole big meal by myself again because
you just did it for Thanksgiving.
I just did it for Thanksgiving. So I was like, okay, well, Xcaret Park, we get in for free because we have season passes.
Yeah.
So we can go spend the day laying by the beach, swimming in the lagoons, seeing the animals, doing all the thing, and then go eat at a delicious buffet, which we get 20% off of for having our season pass.
Yes.
Oh, and that's the other thing. If anybody wants to come down and go to Xcaret, I have our cards get 5 people in for 10% off.
Yeah.
So we can come with you.
Is it each card? Like you can get 5
I think we would have to go up separately, but I could get 5 and you could get 5.
Sneaky, I like it. Good to know.
Yeah, so we decided to go there, and we didn't go early like we normally do. We got there like noon.
Yeah.
Or 11:30.
Yeah.
And so we go and we get by the beach and we eat some gummies and we're swimming in the lagoons and
having some snacks.
Yeah.
Chilling out.
And then we also brought a blunt, so we're looking for a place in the park to smoke. I mean, and it's not hard because it's in the jungle.
Yeah. Still makes me nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like, what if they take my year pass? I don't want to do it.
But we always sneak in like fucking a 12-pack of beer and vodka and stuff.
It's just beer. Right.
Yeah. Still can happen. But there's this like, what's it called? Delphinus?
Yeah.
It's like that dolphin park or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like accredited by all these like organizations for conservation and stuff. It's not just some shitty aquarium in Canada that's just doing it for $1 or whatever. They're actually really good. But so they were doing, I don't know if like they were like doing exercises basically, like having them do different tricks and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So we just sat there after we ate our gummy, just high as fuck, drinking our drinks, watching the dolphins jump over people and do flips.
Amazing.
Right?
I think they were getting them warmed up because then groups of people came and they were like, they hold on to their fin and pull them and they're doing jumps over them and taking pictures. They were so cute. They're amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize how high they jump.
Yeah. And they're going through the air and they were like arching their back like, wee. I'm the king of the world.
It was so great. It was mesmerizing.
Oh, yeah, that was great. And then there's this place I've always wanted to smoke in there, and it's on the edge of the park, and there's it's a lagoon, but they've dug these caves into like the side of the rock.
Yeah.
And they have like a little seat in there where if nobody's on the opposite side of the lagoon, nobody can see you.
Yeah.
So we sneak down in there, and we're smoking a little blunt and just having a good time. That one kid walked by, and we're like, keep it moving, buddy.
Of course. It's like anywhere we go that nobody's around, some kid finds us, someone's kid finds us. And we're just like, hey, go away.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Get out.
And so we're feeling pretty good at this point because, we've had the gummy and we smoked the blunt. We've been having some drinks.
Yeah.
And we decided to go over by where all the boats take off from. Like the there are tons of parasailers out there.
Tons. It was like the perfect day for it.
Yeah. And Christmas Eve day, Xcaret was not busy. I thought it would be super busy, like families in town wanting to go to the park. It was not that busy.
No, we've seen it way busier. There were families there, but we didn't have to like push people out of the way to get to where we were going. It was a good day.
So we're out by the boat dock and we're just sitting there just high, like giggling about dumb shit.
Watching stuff.
Yeah. And we see a spider. I thought it was a crab. And you're like, no, that's a fucking spider.
Yeah, you thought it was a crab. It looked like a brown recluse or something.
We were on the side of the ocean on a dock, and like, you thought it was a crab. Like, you thought it was a spider. You like a lot of fucking ocean spiders you know about.
Yes, there are spiders that live everywhere.
I know. So we're watching the spider, and there's all these little ants running around, and we were just, going, man, think how big that spider looks to that ant. Like, it wasn't even the size of a segment of his leg. The ants were. So I'm like, this is like looking at the War of the Worlds fucking like alien machines or whatever. Like, it's huge.
But they were like, hello, there's a spider. They would go right up to him and be like, oh shit, it's a spider. And then come back around and be like, oh shit, a spider. And they're just crawling around him like, what the heck are you doing? You're going to get eaten.
And yeah, we're staring at it like, dude, the spider's going to fucking, I don't know if spiders eat ants, but that's what we thought.
Yeah.
And then the spider starts to walk a little bit. Boom, seagull comes in, eats the fucking spider right in front of us. We were like, oh shit, like some National Geographic shit.
It was the circle of life. We were worried about the spider eating the ants. The spider got eaten.
Yeah, he just gulp, just one gulp.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
he would just look back at us like crunch, 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 crunch,
yeah.
crunch. We're like, oh no.
Jesus, yeah. And then, and earlier we'd seen the jaguar. And for those who don't know or don't remember, I've talked about this before, but their enclosures are not like cages. They have this huge area that's like an island, and it has a moat around it that's, 20 feet deep, 30 feet deep?
It's fair. If you jump off it, you're getting hurt.
Yeah, yeah. So they have this like natural jungle area because they literally just dug a moat around this huge area.
Yeah.
And there's two of them, and there's a jaguar area and a puma area. The other one's a puma, right?
I think so, yeah.
And we hadn't seen the puma in a while.
Yeah.
So we're watching the jaguar, and it starts doing like cat stuff where it goes like with its mouth and its tail's flicking back and forth, and it's almost
pacing.
jumping in. So there's this water area, and the water flows over it, so kind of like a waterfall that goes down into the moat.
Yeah.
And this big cat, the jaguar, is almost jumping into the water.
Yeah.
But, cats don't like water.
He was very close to it. He wasn't drinking it. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck? And then we look across the way, and the mountain or the puma was sitting on the edge of his little island.
Yep. They're just looking at each other like, how do I get to you?
Yeah, how do we become friends?
Yes.
How do we play?
Or we are friends. How do I want to be by my friend.
And this is how high I was. Because later on, we walked back by. This was maybe an hour and a half later.
Yeah.
And the water in the little kind of pool that has to drink, and then it overflows into the lagoon or into the moat.
Yeah.
Is all gone.
Yeah.
And there's two workers in there, like doing like kind of like trying to roto-root the fucking drain or whatever.
Yeah, we were like, why are you in there? Number one, is the puma or the jaguar going to eat you? And then number two, what happened to the water?
Yeah.
What's going on?
And in my super high head, I got real paranoid, and I go, the jaguar's dead. Like it got sucked into a tube, like into the drain or something, and they're trying to get it out, because I'm thinking in an hour and a half, okay, let's just say it got clogged and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
How did they get the fucking jaguar out of the island enclosure area into, I don't know where they they have an animal hospital there too, I'm sure, to take care of it. So how did they get that and the puma out of their enclosures for the workers to get in there in an hour and a half? So I was thinking, like, dude, this fucking jaguar. So I'm definitely going back in like the next day or two just to check on my jaguar buddy to make sure he's still okay.
You were freaking out. You're like, he's dead. He's gone. I'm like, he's fine. What if it was a dentist day or something? He had a little checkup. So they took him out, and they're like, while he's getting his checkup, why don't you go fix the moat?
Yeah, but the moat was working when we went by.
It seemed like it, but maybe we didn't,
No, it definitely was. I watched him drink out
Are
of
you
it.
a moat expert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a moatologist.
That's probably not right.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, so that was a little paranoid there.
A little paranoid.
A little high.
A little paranoid. That might have been why.
That's for you, Tom. And then we went to the buffet, and there's like 6 or 7 restaurants there, and they all have like a little bit different cuisine. I mean, it's mainly the same stuff.
Mainly the same.
But
a little bit different.
We went to every restaurant, and I had you go in and search and figure out which buffet had what type of food or whatever.
Oh yeah, I had to. It was nice though. I was like, I'm gonna leave my husband here. Can I go in and just see your buffet? And they were all like, oh yeah, sure. I thought they were gonna kind of give me a little kickback, but they're like, oh yeah, please, because it was still around the afternoon. I'm like, we want to come back for dinner. So I got to see all the buffets, which was torture because I'm also high.
Yeah.
And then I'm going and walking around all these buffets like, can I just grab one little piece of chicken or something, please? Just one little, can I taste test it now?
Yeah.
But
And you
it
kept
was
on wanting
awesome.
to eat her. I was like, it's 2:00. We can't eat yet. We're trying to eat dinner here.
Yeah.
You know, so
You're like 4:30. It's like 2. I'm like, how about now? How about now?
yeah,
How about
so
now?
I think we eventually did like 3:34.
It was like 4, yeah. I was so hungry.
But we picked out one restaurant to eat at,
Mm-hmm.
and we had the best table in the whole park, I think.
The best. It wasn't busy there. And then you were like, I want that table upstairs. And we got it.
Yeah, it was like right on the railing, basically overlooking the ocean and the palm trees, and we're sitting there eating short ribs and turkey and cranberry
Mashed
and
potatoes.
mac and cheese. I got a hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
chicken nuggies.
Chicken nuggies. Had to get a chicken nugget.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was great. Definitely worth it.
It was so worth it. We each had I started with 2 plates. I had a salad plate and then a meal plate. And then we went back for seconds or thirds, I think. And then a dessert plate.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
So that was our Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And we just came back and I fell asleep early. Like I was feeling it.
You were out. You were extra squinty when we got home. I was like, don't leave me. It's so early. Let's watch Christmas movies. You were out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, and I remember laying in bed with you and I'm doing like the one eye squint and going, babe, it's only 7:30.
Yeah, you kept saying it's only 7:30. I was like, I think it's been an hour at least now, so it's probably after that.
Oh shoot. But yeah, that was our Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day, the plan was to go to our friend's pool.
Yep.
And kind of like a little pool party. Again, kind of a potluck thing. Like, hey, bring something savory or sweet.
Bring something to share.
So I was like, I'll make another fucking pumpkin pie. I've already made 5 or 6 this year, so
oh yeah.
So I woke up and made one of those.
You did.
And then we went over to the pool, and nobody else cooked anything.
I think everyone was feeling a little rough.
Oh, totally.
'Cause everybody's
But
been partying.
maybe
every
we
day.
should have all just like ordered a bunch of pizzas. I think somebody did bring a pizza.
There was a Salento pizza there. Some more meats and cheeses. You were the only pumpkin pie. Thank goodness.
and everybody ate it. And I think our friend Cara, she's from Australia, never had a pumpkin pie before.
Yeah,
so it was
and
her first.
Neil, her fiance, too.
Oh, he hadn't had one either?
He's never.
Oh, yeah,
they
he's
have,
from Ireland, right?
Different pumpkin pie.
Ireland?
Yeah,
Okay.
Ireland. Yeah. So they both, that was their first pumpkin pie, and I'm glad it was yours.
Yes. Yeah, they said they liked it.
Oh, yeah.
And then this got real awkward. We were in, so they have a pool, and then they have 2 hot tubs at this pool. There was nobody, it was our friends, and then another family that had like 13 kids for some reason.
Always.
Yeah. I mean, not really, but really, it was probably 8 kids.
Why just have one? Why not have 8 or 13?
So I'm in the pool, and it's freezing because it had been cloudy and a little rainy that day. And I'm sitting in the pool, and the kids are just splashing the shit out of me. Of course, the parents aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
And then they're in the hot tub, and there's like 8 of them in the hot tub. And so we're like waiting in the pool for the kids to get out of the hot tub, so we can get in. And they do. They get out, and we all.
I'm like, go.
So we all go get in the hot tub. Yep. And then 2 of the kids get in the hot tub with us.
They came back. We're like, oh, this just feels weird.
Yeah.
Like, please.
And it was like 4 of us, adults.
Yeah.
And the 2 kids get in. And it's just super awkward because they're just sitting there, and I feel like him staring at me. And these kids are like 6 and 8 or 10 or something.
They were looking at you like, you want to play or should we not be here?
Yeah. And you think like a normal parent would be, or at least in my opinion, a good parent would realize, hey, maybe my children are bothering these adults just trying to have a nice Christmas day in the hot tub.
Yeah, like kids don't need to be in a hot tub. It's dangerous for them. And then, if there's nobody in it, sure, you can be the parent and watch them. But I'm looking over at the parents. They're not even looking at us. I'm not here to save your child if something happens.
No.
Why are they in here regardless? And we're drinking and stuff.
Yeah, it was just weird. And they're like touching me, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable touching, or like children touching me in the thing.
Their feet were touching my feet. I was like, stop it.
And then they're going underwater,
No.
and I'm like, please, one picture, and I'm canceled.
Oh my God.
Like get out of here. And so the kids get out,
Yeah.
and then you get in.
Yep.
Because
I'm like, 2 kids, 1 adult.
Yeah.
Get out.
So you get out, or they get out, you get in, and so there's 5 of us in there,
Yeah.
and the security comes over and yells at us, or not yells, but he reprimands us because we had 5 people, and I guess the limit's
Within
4.
like a minute. They're like, yeah, only 4 adults in the hot tub at one time. I'm like, do 8 kids matter? Because
Right?
like tell them to get out of here, and they're still getting in.
Well, they got in on each other's shoulders with a straitjacket.
Oh my
or,
god! Yeah, didn't know. With like a
what are those called?
Trench coat.
Trench coat.
Yeah, there you go. Not a straitjacket.
Yeah. We could have used some straitjackets.
We could have throw them in the pool.
But then it was really funny because one of our friends was in the pool or in the hot tub, and the 2 kids that were there, like we're all each in a corner of the hot tub, and we're talking. And 2 of the kids got back in.
Yeah, for some reason.
Being weird. And they come to the middle of the hot tub, like they swim to each other, and they're whispering something in each other's ear. And I realized one of our girlfriends, just the edge of her little nippy was like kind of sticking out.
Did you tell her?
No, because her husband was there, and I didn't want to, I was not looking. I could tell what these kids were, because as soon as they talk to each other, they turn around and they both look at her, and they were like trying to get closer to her and stuff.
Oh
like the
my
awkward little
gosh.
boy thing that they don't know what to do.
She should have just been like, bam.
They're like,
Yeah, that'll get him out.
yeah, but I just thought that was funny, like just to watch them try to pretend like they weren't looking, but they totally
should have
were.
looked at him like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
She's married.
Yeah, get out of here. Oh, yeah. But it was a fun day. It was a nice, relaxing Christmas day with
It
some
was
friends.
a really nice day. It was hard for us to get started in the morning, and then the Steelers game sucked, and then whatever.
That
But
was not
I'm
good.
glad we went to take my my mind off.
Yeah. And then we left there, and we were on our way home, but we decided to stop and have one beer at Club de la Cerveza.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ran back to the house to drop something off.
Yeah.
And you said our friend Linda where's she from? Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from Isle of Man, and she, I guess, got a car bomb?
Yeah, me and her and Shelly are sitting there, and she's like, I don't know what I want to drink. How about an Irish car bomb? And we're like, oh, well, we're not going to do one. She's looking at us like she doesn't understand it's a shot that you need to take, a drink shot.
She just thought it was like a
whatever.
drink, right?
She just thought it was a drink. She's like, ooh, this sounds lovely. And then we're trying to explain, but she had already ordered. So then he brings her the Guinness and then the shot with Bailey's and Jameson. She's like, what do I do? And we're like, he's like, oh my God, you've never done this, but you got to drop it and you got to drink it faster. It's going to get, curdled.
It congeals.
She's just like, oh, okay, great. So she crushes one. She, takes her time, but she crushes it and is like, ooh, that's really good. And the whole time I was telling her, just wait for Nate because he'll totally do one with you.
Yeah.
You don't want to do an Irish car bomb alone.
Yeah.
But she did. And then once you came back, she's like, yeah, I think I'm going to have another one. Like, what?
Well, she asked me if I wanted to do one, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do one. And then she's sitting there, and then she has like that cute little accent,
Linda's
like
hilarious.
I don't know what you. I mean, it's close to like an Irish accent, I think. Like Irish. I mean, Isle of Man's between Ireland and the UK, right?
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
think.
like a UK accent to me. Like
Yeah.
Irish, like
Yeah,
UK.
a little bit. Yeah, I mean, not a little bit, but
But
between the two.
I think it makes her even funnier because
Oh,
they
yeah.
call her Little Linda because she's tiny as fuck anyway. But then she says these outrageous things. You're just like, I didn't expect that from
Yeah.
the tiny little lady.
Yeah. So she looks at me and she goes, "Do you want to race?"
Oh.
And I'm like, "Well," so in my head I'm thinking, okay, a lot of people want to like one up me because I do beer chugs in harmony.
Yeah.
Even though I've never claimed to be like an
The
excellent
fastest.
or the fastest chugger. I
Yeah.
just enjoy doing the chug. So it's
Yeah.
not like I'm, like I said, people are gonna beat me. I'm
Mhm.
not the fastest.
No.
So I'm thinking, this girl must be fucking fast if she's challenging me, knowing that I do beer chugs in harmony.
I'm thinking the same thing
'cause-
too. Like, holy shit, I've never noticed Linda's chuggability or
Right.
whatever. I'm like, okay, she must be good.
Because you see those TikTok videos of like a girl challenges a guy at the bar and she just unleashes her jaw and just jumps the beer in
Crushes
and
it.
just kills all like the frat boys. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking that's what this situation is.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, come on. I was like, it's okay. And she's like, come on. She's like, I got a little mouth, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I got a little mouth.
yeah. And I was like, okay. I was like, shit, she's probably like really fast.
Yeah.
And
she's
so
like,
we go cheer. She drops it in. I drop mine in. Goop. And I beat her by like 4 or 5 seconds.
you
I felt
actually
like.
took your time too. You were like, "Oh, I can slow down." You went a little bit slower than normal.
Yeah,
You're like,
so-
"I don't want to put her
But
out."
I just like it just cracks me up to think of that. She's just like, so she wasn't fast and never had that shot before, but just turned around and decided to challenge me to a race.
Why
And
not?
I was like, oh, that's funny. That's why we love her.
Yes, love Linda. Maybe she was like, "Okay, I have to drink it fast. Let's make it a game. Let's make it fun."
Yes.
And if she did beat you, that'd be hilarious.
Oh my God, right? That would have been funny.
Little Linda beat Nate chugging.
Oh my God, I'd lose my card.
Yes.
Lose my chug card. Oh shoot. But yeah, that was basically it. It was sad not being with our family and we missed them, but
Yeah.
it is nice to not have any like I don't, like the
obligations.
drama of the family. We have, I guess, friend drama instead, but
I thought it was fun. We kind of do this like every other year. There'll be like, we'll do family a couple Christmases in a row, and then we'll have our own. And then it just worked out this year.
It was mainly because we went back in August and in October, and we're like, okay, we need to like settle down here for a minute.
Yeah, settle down and go out every day.
So anyway, fantastic holiday season so far. We did Thanksgiving, Christmas. I know Hanukkah started the other day. Mm-hmm. And we have New Year's coming up on Tuesday again. So another midweek celebration.
It's going to be a rough start to the new year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know.
And I think you're getting a little winter cold. Or something.
Sorry. I got a little like a frog in my throat. Oh, yeah. But what are we doing for New Year's?
I think we're just going to be around our area, maybe have some drinks with a couple friends, and then have some friends over to watch the fireworks on our roof. Because
that's right.
We had some pretty cool fireworks last year, and I think they're doing even more this year for the holiday. So I'm really excited to see the fireworks and stuff. Yeah,
me too. So, all right. Well, I think that's it for this week. I guess this is our last podcast of 2024.
It is the last episode for 2024. Oh my gosh. Time flies.
It does. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody that's been tuning in all year, and we're almost to 100 episodes.
Yeah, we're almost there. Thank you so much to all our listeners, to all our fucking. We appreciate your support and listening to us ramble on for 30-40 minutes every week.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have any questions or want us to talk about something specific, please shoot us a message. Let us know. We love more content and ideas for what to cover.
Oh, yeah. And even if we've answered the same question before, things change here all the time in Mexico. It can be like, oh, it was that way for the last 10 years, but now they change it to this. So,
or we might have felt a certain way when we first got here, and it's our opinion is adapted over time, or the answer to that question has changed over time. Like we might have used to think, oh, the bus is the quickest way, but no, you could do the Colectivo and it's going to be faster and cheaper or whatever, So there's lots of different things. But I hope everybody has had an awesome holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, and Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.